What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Straight from the Go, episode 2 with CG. We back. Know it's been a while. But first, we're gonna start off with the Michael movie. Cause I know a lot of y'all was waiting to hear back from that. So I went to go see the Michael movie when it first came out, I believe April 27th or something like that. And it went exactly how I thought it was gonna go. A lot of people were mad that the allegations weren't in there. And I already knew the movie wasn't going through the allegations because one, the allegations happened in the early 90s. And two, I don't think it's important. It's an important piece of his life, but I don't think it needs to be brought up, especially when they do the second part. Because I think that because he wasn't convicted of anything, it's no reason for it to be brought up. So the movie went exactly how I thought it was gonna go. It went, and I enjoyed the movie personally. I know a lot of people who are MJ fans, such as myself, gonna nitpick at every little thing that wasn't in there. I do have a couple criticisms, but overall, the movie was really good to me. I think it's a good movie for a person who's young and who wasn't alive, or who was a baby when Michael Jackson died. I think that it's a good movie for those people because I'm pretty sure a lot of them didn't watch The American Dream, even though that one's more about the family rather than Michael. But Michael is still Michael is Michael Jackson. He's such a huge name. You gotta kind of have him at the center of everything. So, I mean, it went exactly how I thought. I thought the movie was good. Like I said, missing a few things, and I'm gonna go through those things they was missing. So one, I thought they rushed through a lot of eras, specifically the early Jackson 5 era. I wish they would have went through that a little more to show the overall piece. I feel like they rushed that part. They didn't show how the Jackson 5 was created. But if you watch The American Dream, you know how the Jackson 5 was created. But I wish they would have went through that a little more because you do got viewers that's new. And they probably will. I'm pretty sure they got parents who might introduce them to the movie The American Dream, but I also would have liked for them to go through it a little more because I thought, like I said, Jackson 5 is clearly an important piece of Michael Jackson. He got to be a professional at a young age, which is why you seen the stardom and the perfection he had as an adult when he became an adult artist. So I wish they would have went through that a little more. I also wish they would have went through the 70s more, especially his Off the Wall era. I feel like they did Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, and they showed like the success of the album and how great the album was, but they didn't show the full picture of the Off the Wall era like they should have. Because I don't think in American Dream, I don't think they touched on Off the Wall like that. I think they kind of slid through Off the Wall in that movie and kind of went to the making of Thriller. And I wish, since this is the Michael movie, I wish they would have done more of the late 70s. And I was surprised that Rock With You was not a song option at all in this movie. How's Rock With You probably, other than Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, this is probably the biggest record off that album. That should have been included in this movie, as well as Day and Night and the song Off the Wall. I feel like those should have been included because this is the Michael movie, and Off the Wall. Sure, a lot of people tell you Off the Wall better than Thriller. A lot of people will say that, but I thought they should have done more Off the Wall. And I think they also should have showed how he got into The Wiz, because we didn't see that. Because I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been the only movie that Michael Jackson was one of the main characters in. I wish they would have went through more of The Wiz. But hearing what I heard about Diana Ross not wanting, she didn't want to be included in the movie because one, she said she lived it, and two, I just don't think she wanted to be looked in a bad light, considering more the things that's out there already about her and Michael, about how she was basically an adult. she was an adult when she met Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was a kid. Michael Jackson was 9, 10 years old when he met Diana Ross. And I think Diana Ross might have been like 20, at least over 21. So she might have been 25 or something like that. So I think she didn't want that negative attention on her, because we all know what went down. And clearly Michael had a huge crush on Diana Ross, but who don't have a crush that's older than them? Like, you can't tell me ain't no young dudes out there who probably had a crush on Lauren London or Megan Good or somebody growing up, or Sierra, Beyonce growing up. You can't tell me that if somebody had a chance to be intimate with their childhood crush, that they wouldn't do it. They would. But I think it's on the older person not to let it go that far. And from what's out there, it did go that far. And she kind of strung him along a little bit, knowing that he was young and impressionable, and him thinking like he Michael Jackson, he got a chance with Diana Ross. I don't think she felt the same way about him, and that's why I think she didn't really want to be in the movie. But we still got a good piece of information. I do think I think people should watch The American Dream and this movie and kind of piece it together, because I feel like both movies missed a lot of things, especially The American Dream, obviously, because it's not about Michael, it's about the whole family. So I think that you watch that movie, piece this movie, and kind of pencil them in, and you and do your research, because it's a movie. You're not gonna get a full person's life in the movie. But I do think I wish they would have went through the late 70s more. That might be my only critique about the movie. They rushed through a lot of important things in Michael's life. Now, the part that I do think that they took their time with was the Thriller era, which was the 80s. They took their time with that, and I think because Thriller is Thriller, it's the greatest album, especially as far as hard copy sales. I think it's still the most sold album ever. But I will say what I learned from this movie was how controlling Joseph Jackson was. I did not know, like in the original movie, they showed how mean and how tough he was on the boys. Like The American Dream, they showed a lot of the beatings and all that stuff. So we knew all of that. But what they didn't show in that movie was how controlling he was of his boys, especially as they got older. And Michael Jackson, like I said, in the late 70s, he tried to branch away from his brothers and away from his family, because it was some stuff that he wanted to do solo, that he felt he could do solo, that he did solo, that he eventually did. And one thing I learned, like, Joseph didn't respect the growth of his sons as they were getting older. I think he wanted to keep them as little boys, and he wanted to eat off this group forever. And one thing we know about groups and bands, they don't stay together forever. That's just the truth of the matter. There's been no group that you can think of that stayed together forever. The Beatles didn't stay together forever. Paul McCartney did his own thing. The Jackson 5 and the Jacksons didn't stay together. Mike did his own thing. Actually, Jermaine did his own thing first, because he stayed back with Motown when the brothers left. He stayed back. So Jermaine did his own thing. Mike did his own thing. Janet is not one of the brothers, but she did her own thing. You look at a group like Destiny's Child. Look where Beyonce is right now. Like, in a group, there's only but so much you can do as a group. You know, no group stays together forever. And they should have expected Michael, out of all of them, Michael to be the one that goes solo. You know, one thing about children and their parents, sometimes when fear has been instilled young, you can be fearful of doing certain things, which it showed with Michael in the movie. Like, he was fearful of his father, even though he was the biggest star in the world. He was grown as hell. And another thing I learned was that he still stayed with his parents. Well, they stayed with him because I'm pretty sure he was paying the bills. They stayed with him because I believe he bought the house that they lived in LA, the mansion. He bought that off Joseph, and he owned the whole thing. I think he gave 50% to his mom, so his mom can have something to eat off of just in case her and Joseph divorce, which they didn't. But Joseph was very controlling, and even when Mike was in a Thriller era, this man was still trying to control Michael. It's like Michael is the biggest star in the world now. When they told, look, Mike want to do a solo album in the movie, I don't know if this happened for sure, but Joseph said that's cool. He could do that on the side. He could do that. But 9 to 5, his ass is mine. That's what he said. He said 9 to 5, his ass is mine. And it was like, damn, Michael had to record off the wall at nighttime. But if you know anything, one thing I know about artists, they like recording in the night anyway. But it was very interesting that he looked at Mike's career as a side thing, as a side gig. But I think that's also why Off the Wall sounds like a club album. Or not, I don't want to say a club album, it's very good music. But like, if you listen to Off the Wall, it sounds very 70s, disco, dance, R&B. It sounds all of that, make you want to groove. And I think that's why Off the Wall sounds like that, because he was recording that motherfucker late at night. And them late night vibes is different. So that was very interesting to me. And then to piggyback off Joseph being controlling and how he is, after the success of Thriller, I'm not sure about Off the Wall. I think they did the Triumph tour before he did Thriller. But another thing that's stuck out to me is how he tried to capitalize off his son's stardom. It was a scene in the movie after the Motown 25 thing, the Billie Jean performance. Like, he was gloating, and he was calling Michael a money-making machine. Basically saying, you my guinea pig, you my moneymaker. And I'm gonna milk every single penny I can out of you. And I think Michael felt that too. It wasn't just fear. He felt his father trying to eat off his success. And I think that's why in the scene in the movie, and I actually looked it up after the movie, like, because I never knew that. I never knew that's how the Jacksons ended on the stage when he was like dancing. In the movie, they didn't do the right song that they did in the original film when he actually did it in real life. But I think it was some legal things that happened. The reason they couldn't do it, whatever. It seemed like there was a lot of legal things with this movie that people didn't want the truth out there or something, or they just didn't. I don't know if they just didn't want to be a part of it or what. But the Victory Tour, the very last concert that they showed right before they about to transition into Bad, Michael on the stage, he said, "Hey, listen up." And he threw the whole family off guard. I don't think nobody in the family knew. The way that Catherine in the movie, Nia Long, was smiling in the movie, I think she knew. But I don't think nobody else knew that Michael was finna break that group up the way he did. He broke it up on stage. He said, "This is our last and final tour." Man, I thought like the fact that he can only do it that way, like he had to make it known, like this is the this is the last time I'm doing this shit. Because he couldn't even do a Thriller tour because his dad wanted to plan a victory tour that was out of control. Like, I started, it was a lot of stuff after the movie. It's been a lot of stuff. If you look on your timeline, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook too, it's a lot of Michael Jackson talk still right now. That's how influential this movie was and how Michael Jackson was. The fact that he is the topic of conversation in 2026 and Michael Jackson died in 2009. That's almost 20 years ago, which is crazy to me. The fact that he is still the talk of the town, he still can ring bells, he's still relevant, and a lot of the footage and a lot of the demos that's coming out, and a lot of things that's coming out, and him even having albums and songs that's back on the Billboard 200 shows how influential he is. And the fact that he had to break up that group the way that he did on stage because of who his daddy was, and because his dad couldn't seem to understand, like, my son is him. My son is doing things ain't nobody ever did. He breaking barriers. Even the way that he had to fight to get his songs on MTV. And he became the most famous person in the world. This Michael Jackson, they was treating like this. MTV, shoot, when I was growing up, I only knew it as black. I didn't even know MTV was a majority white music platform. The fact that he had to fight to get his music on MTV. And he did. It just shows, like, his determination, his grit and determination for achieving greatness and wanting to be who he became. And now, obviously, I don't think he wanted fans to be following him everywhere and being weird, and interviewers asking him very personal questions. I'm sure he didn't imagine all that would happen. He just wanted the world to hear his music, not all the weird shit that came with it. It just showed his determination, but it also showed, like going back to Joseph, it just showed he didn't give a damn about what his sons and his boys wanted to do. He only cared about his dream because he didn't make it as a singer. Now, I will say Joseph Jackson did push his boys to greatness, and I think everybody needs not quite like Joseph, but you do need a father who's gonna push you like that, but not in the way that he did. Like, the movie started off where they performing, and they did a good job, and Joseph said they getting home 3-4 in the morning, wee hours of the night, and Joseph like, nope, we got practice, and Michael said we did good, and he whooped his ass for that. Like, I don't think nobody needs a parent quite like that, but the fact that he pushed his boys to greatness, and they did great things. They toured all over the world. You got, your son is the biggest star ever till this day. You did your job. Now let your boys be grown men, the grown men that they were. Michael Jackson in '83 was 25. And you still trying to little boy him. He paying your bills. All this, like, the money that he was making in the 80s, I think they said that man had hundreds of millions of dollars back then. Bro, he'll be a billionaire right now. He would be, if he was alive and he was doing what he did in the 80s now, he would be a billionaire easily off music. But actually now, because the way albums are now, streaming kind of took away those hard copy sales that would count for you in the 80s. So maybe he wouldn't. It depends. It would depend. He would definitely have to tour a lot. But yeah, overall, I love the movie. Like I said, they missed some things. But like I said in the original clip, they not gonna have enough time to talk about everything. In Hollywood, they're not gonna talk about everything. But I do want to push back a little bit on the people while we talking about Joseph, saying that Joseph Michael Jackson wouldn't be Michael Jackson without Joseph Jackson. There is some truth in that, but you got to give Michael his just due. He worked his ass off. He was determined to get where he wanted to be. And if you look at the movie and if you hear the stories about him, he was always practicing on his own. Dancing, he was practicing on his own. Singing, he had that. He was already gifted. He just had somebody who would be able to push those and push him to the limit with those. So yeah, so that's it for my Michael review. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Now, while we speaking on music, there's about to be a lot of music for at least the next 20 to 30 minutes. We had a big act, the biggest act, or at least one of the biggest acts today. Drake dropped 3 albums over the weekend. Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor. All right, so out of all of them, I like Habibti the most. I think that was a solid project. I don't think everything was great on there, but I think that was definitely more solid than Iceman and Maid of Honor. But to me, Maid of Honor, that's a party album. That's not meant to digest while just listening to music or driving in your car. That's not that type of album. This is the album that Maid of Honor gonna have songs that you gonna hear at the club. It's gonna have songs that you will hear at a concert, songs that you will hear at a park like Disney World or Six Flags. That's that kind of album. That's not an album meant for you to jam out to. So I didn't understand people really having a problem with. I can kind of understand because I was listening again, and I'm like, he kind of started off good, and then he started doing some bullshit with that album. But Maid of Honor, that's not an album that I took very seriously. So I'm not gonna judge that because I feel like that's just a party album. It's the same thing Beyonce did with not the last album, but the album before Cowboy Carter. She put out a house party album. That's basically what Drake did with Maid of Honor. So I'm not gonna judge Maid of Honor because I think Maid of Honor, low key, it got some jams. Like if you heard that in the club, or like I've been to a phone beach party, that's the vibe that it gives. Like if you ever been to a phone beach party out of the country, I think Maid of Honor will have some songs that could be played at that kind of event. It was fun. I mean, it's just a fun album. Now, Iceman, because I feel like Iceman was the one that he took serious the most out of all 3. Because that's the one that he promoted the most. I came to the conclusion that this is just Drake now. And unfortunately, the Drake that a lot of us fans who were listening to Drake from 2009 to like 2016, it's no longer. And we got that music. We got So Far Gone. We got Thank Me Later. We got Take Care. We got Nothing Was the Same. If you're reading this, it's too late in views. He gave us 6 albums, 6 very, really, really good albums. We just gotta accept the fact that this is Drake now. I've been accepting the fact that this was Drake a long time ago. Like for me, it wasn't even More Life. More Life, I enjoyed that album in 2017. Not no more. I think it didn't age well. Even though I do got some music on there I still like. But the album overall, it didn't, like the way I was listening to it in 2017, I can't listen to it the same way. Because I just don't think it don't hit the same no more. I think it's a 2017 album, but this is just Drake now, and we gotta accept the fact. Like, it started with Scorpion for me, where I'm like, yeah, Scorpion has some jams, but it's like, could have did a lot better with that. That's when it started. That's when the sound changed. That's when to me, the determination changed. I felt like he got his number one, because he had God's Plan on there, and then he had Kiki, Do You Love Me? What's the name of that fucking song? I forgot the name of that song. But he had that song on there, and those went number one that year in 2018. And those were a vibe, I ain't gonna lie. If you was at a day party, or those really was a vibe at a day party. But if you was at a day party, or going to the club then, or outside then, them songs was like that in 2018. But I feel like the overall Scorpion was just, and then it just went down. It just kept going downhill for me. Then Certified Lover Boy. He kind of that one might have been his best one in recent years. I think that came out 2021. That was his best one in recent years, and I thought that was a good album. But again, not the Drake I grew accustomed to, not the Drake I grew up off of. Even though I respect changing your sound, I just thought that it was a letdown compared to what we used to. I used to be able to listen to a Drake album and probably skip like one or two songs. Between So Far Gone and Views, I only skipped a couple songs. Take Care might be the only one I don't skip on, maybe. Or that might be the only one. Maybe Thank Me Later is the one I don't skip on. Or between Thank Me Later and Nothing Was the Same, I rarely skip through those albums. But yeah, Iceman, maybe I need to listen again, y'all. I listened twice. I feel like that's good enough. But I'm gonna listen again. I don't think it's gonna change my mind. I think the beat selection was good. The flow is just the same, man. Everything is just the same. You took a year break, or not really a year, because you dropped them Love Songs for You last year. So you really didn't take a break, but I feel like with you sitting in the background, with you being like out the way, you was out the way. You wasn't outside. You wasn't posting shit. Nobody heard from Drake until Iceman was about to drop, and felt like it was a letdown compared to what I would have thought you was about to do. I thought you was about to really like you was about to smash this album. And every artist has a peak. It happens with, like, Michael Jackson had a peak. That don't mean Dangerous. Like, somebody was trying to say Dangerous, History, and Invincible was bad, but those were good albums. It just wasn't off the wall, Thriller or bad. It just wasn't those albums. So with Drake, he had a peak. Nothing Was the Same, Take Care, Thank Me Later, If You Reading This, It's Too Late, Views, out of there. But every artist gonna dip down. Beyonce, Chris Brown, it happens with all the big artists. Nobody's gonna stay on it. Now, if you do, that's incredible if you can, but no artist gonna stay up there. I just think it's inevitable, and it's okay. But with Drake, it seemed like he dropping more bad music than good music, as opposed to more good music than bad music. And I think that's the frustration I have with Drake. Because, you getting lazy. I thought that ass whooping that Kendrick gave you in 2024, going into 2025, would have really put you in the mindset of, I need to remind these niggas who I am. Like, I'm Drake. I ran the game. Which you did. You ran that motherfucker for 15 years, and then Kendrick came by and stepped all on your shit. Even though I thought Kendrick was right there with you, Kendrick is sort of a different kind of artist, and I think Kendrick was right there with Drake. I mean, they make it seem like Drake just dominated Kendrick musically, and he didn't. Drake just drops more often than Kendrick, and that's why people think Kendrick just was second fiddle. But Drake is such a huge artist, pop artist. I guess that's how they look at it. But yeah, man, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Drake is motivated anymore. I feel like he knows that he has a hardcore fan base. He has a hardcore stan base. It's a difference. Because I'm a fan of Drake, but I could admit when Drake dropped some bullshit. Same with somebody like G Herbo for me. I can admit when G Herbo dropped some bullshit. He did it a couple times. Like a couple years ago, he dropped Big Swerve. I hated that project. But I feel like he was just giving us some shit because he ain't dropped no music. It wasn't an official album, which is fine, but I thought that was some bullshit. And then Still Swerving, I thought that was some bullshit. Now it had some good songs on it, but I thought it was bullshit overall. So I'm like, I know you could do better than this. And I feel like for the longest, at that time, Herb was trying to drop a single. I don't know how we got to G Herbo, but I feel like he was trying to drop he wanted something that people can vibe to, a club anthem. I feel like you ain't got to be that. Because everybody not in the club every weekend. Well, I take that back. There's some people in the club every weekend. I take that back. There's some people that be out every weekend. Them might be the people, but for somebody like me who ain't always at the club, I don't mind you dropping your real rap shit. I don't mind you. That's the Herb I grew up off of. I know that Herb. But yeah, back to Drake. I don't want to get off topic. I just think Drake want to drop club songs now, and that's okay. You want to drop club music, that's okay. That's what you've been telling me. Like, all I need is a hot couple singles, and the album gonna do what it do. And I think that's where we at with Drake. But moving on to Chris Brown album. Now, before I listened to the album, and it seems like it's gonna happen like this with all albums, because I used to wait for the 12 a.m. drop. But now I go to bed, man. I don't be feeling like staying up all night. I gotta get up at 6 a.m. damn near every day. I don't got time to stay up for an album drop, but I am gonna listen the next day. And I heard, before I listened to Chris Brown album Brown, and I seen some stuff on Twitter mainly. They was already shitting on the album. Like, oh, this album, I thought he was gonna be in his mature bag, or he's still doing the same shit, or he's still making the same music. I don't think Pitchfork had dropped that article yet, which we'll get into in a little bit. But people was already shitting on the album. And I'm like, okay. When I first seen the features, I'm like, I'm not really sure about Glorilla. I'm not sure about Sexy Red. Especially because he doing an iconic lay down R&B pose. So you automatically think, we finna get some good fucking R&B. We finna get some great R&B. And I come to the conclusion that it's not his best album. I was finna say some wild shit. It's a good album. It's not his best album. It's a really good album though. And I think after, once you get through the singles in the beginning, then you get past the little rough patch between 6, 7, and 8. I think 9 through 22 is amazing. And y'all lied about that album. I mean, hey, if it's not for you, or I'm not like, it's not for you. I mean, some people didn't even listen to the album. Some people just judged it off the fact that he dropped 27 songs, which I thought was crazy too. But if you know anything about Chris Brown, he ain't never dropped no short project. I don't know why y'all asking for 10, 11, 12 songs. He never dropped no album like that ever in his career. If you go back to the original Chris Brown album, the self-titled whole name, that was an 18-track album. Exclusive 18-track album. I actually got that album in my CD case. Fame, I think that was one of his shorter albums. Graffiti, I didn't like Graffiti, so I don't even remember how many songs was on there, but I came to say this, like, don't judge the person, because I feel like a lot of y'all just don't like Chris Brown. And that's how it come off as. And looking at Pitchfork, bogus review of the album, giving it a 1.3. This album is way better than a 1.3. Way much better. I would have rather you said a 6 than a 1.3. I would give the album probably a 7.5, 8. I'd probably give it an 8, actually. Because there's more good music than bad on there. Only didn't download like 4 or 5 songs. 22, 23 for 27. That's still good. That's at least 82% or something around there. 80, 78% something. So it was still a good album. I don't understand why y'all listen to music to shit on it. To run your mouth on the internet, talking crazy. Y'all listen to music just to shit on it. Especially between Drake, which I thought the album was some bullshit, but y'all be bogus. And then Chris Brown. Like, y'all be quick to shit on their album so bad because y'all don't like them as people. Listen to the album first and then judge it. Don't be making no opinion when we can. First of all, we can see the timestamp. We can see when you posted that tweet. We can see when you made that post about their album being trash. We can see that. And that was at, some of y'all made them post at like 12 a.m. It's like, dog, the album just came out. Listen to it a couple times. I do that with every album. I cannot judge an album off one listen because one, it may be a song that I missed. Especially with a 27-track album. You gotta listen to that motherfucker twice. And with Drake, I'm probably finna listen to all 3 of those again. Even though I felt like I said, it was a letdown. But I'm gonna listen to all 3 of those again just to make sure. Like, I gotta listen 3 times to make sure I ain't missed nothing, not one song on there. Cause it be some times where I be like, oh damn, I ain't download this song. This song hot. Let me get this song. It be like that. So don't be quick to judge an album. Please listen to the album a few times before giving your opinion on it. It wasn't the best Chris Brown album, but it was still a very good album. Let me see. Kehlani. I know she dropped a minute ago, but I never got a chance to talk about the Kehlani album. I thought that was an amazing project. Probably the best R&B project this year. Oh, and shout out Ari Lennox. I don't think y'all giving her enough credit. She dropped a great fucking album too. And Jill Scott. They both dropped amazing R&B projects this year that didn't get enough credit, but they not Kehlani. Kehlani is coming off an amazing year with Folded going crazy. Folded went crazy. Like, she even did like a 6-pack album on it, where she had different people doing a Folded verse just because every R&B singer wanted to hop on it. Like, that was an amazing year. And then to follow up with the second single that I can't think of the name of right now. But she's having an amazing year, and I like the album. I loved it. I like I like that she included different features that people wouldn't think of. Like she included Brandy, she included the clips on this album. Um, Missy Elliott, that was another single that came out. I think T-Pain was on the album. T-Pain might have been on this album. So I like that she included a lot of these older acts compared to what people do. They use the same damn people on every album. Like, I remember it was a time in hip hop where people, like, before 2024, from like 2019 to 2023, I said from 2019 to 2023, I feel like people spammed the Lil Baby feature, the Young Thug feature, the Future feature, even Gunna before the allegations came out against him and people wanted to stop fucking with him. I feel like a lot of people were using the same features, and she kind of said, "No, I'm gonna use some different people that people ain't thinking of." And she had Usher on the album too. She had Usher on there, like, and they got a song together that was amazing to me. With this project, she solidified herself as an R&B superstar. I've been on Kehlani. Like, I've been on Kehlani since like 2016. And then she had an album, I forgot the name of the album that came out, with her standing on the stool or step ladder or something like that. And she reaching over, her face not showing. I think that's my favorite one by her. It might be my favorite project. Some people might not agree. I don't care. What? Yeah, it's good till it wasn't. That album was good. That came out 2020, 2021. Yeah, that album was good. She solidified herself now though. My favorite song on this album is called Ooh. That's a sex song. If you heard it, if anybody heard it, they know what I'm talking about. That's a sex song. That song is amazing. I fuck with it. She definitely solidified herself, and I'm gonna keep playing that album. I listened to that album a few times. It's really, really good. I heard some people try to shit on that before. I'm like, bro, y'all shit on everything. I don't know what y'all like. Cause on Twitter, I see it be the same people who shitting on people. It be the same accounts. Like, do you like anything? Like, you like to give harsh reviews. Like, I don't like people like that who just give hard reviews just to give it, and then they give some bullshit album the greatest review ever. Be like, I don't even trust you with reviews, because you gonna say something that, like, what I notice is a lot of people on the internet, they like introspective albums, which is good if the music is good. If the music is good, I'm fine with an introspective album. But don't tell me just because they talking about real shit, that mean that the music is good. That ain't always the case. Sometimes that music is bad. That's why they not as big as the person over here. You can drop introspective music and it still be good. So it was like with Jay-Z with 444. 444 was still a great album. It was introspective, but it was a great album. It was great music. I loved Kehlani's album, Chris Brown album. Drake, we still working on that. But I'm gonna transition into something else. I'm gonna transition into the NBA playoffs. So a month ago, I talked about the playoffs. I was really harsh. About the playoffs. I should have understood that that's only the first week. That's only the first round. That's only game 1 and 2. I should have sort of took my time with that topic. I said that the playoffs was trash, and that's not the case no more. Starting with the first round was the first round. But the second round had some really good basketball, especially between Detroit and Cleveland. That was a hell of a series. Um, I want to give credit to the Cavs for winning. I didn't think they was gonna win because I'm not a believer in James Harden. And I know people gonna be like, "Well, James like 36 or 37." Yeah, but Kevin Durant around the same age. He don't look that bad. Steph Curry don't look that bad. LeBron James even older. He's 41. He don't look that bad. He ain't look that bad at 36, 37 either. He ain't look that bad. Like this man legit, he legit looks lost. And you could tell since he's lost his burst of speed that he had in Houston, and also that step back that was once lethal, it ain't that damn lethal no more. Because I'll be watching him shoot step backs now, I'll be like off. It just don't look like it don't look like it got no spin on it. Don't look like he got the same like what I'm trying to say, like it don't look like he got the same rhythm when he shoot it. It looked like it's off when he shoot a step back three. Now sometimes the shit go in because he James Harden and he worked on that his whole life. Well, maybe not his whole life, but definitely since he was in Houston, he mastered that. Like he was the master of the step back and foul baiting and getting to the free throw line and scoring a rock. But you can tell when a player is stuck in their ways, and I think he's one of those players who refuses to evolve his basketball game. You're not getting nobody with that step back. You need to mix it up a little bit. You need to learn how to post up. You need to learn how to, cut. You need to learn how to do a pin or something. You need to learn to do something. Do something else. Mid-range, get in that mid-range. That's why Kevin Durant is still one of the best scorers in the NBA. Probably the best scorer still. Not with what Shea doing. But he's still a top 5, at least at minimum top 5 scorer in the NBA. Because nobody can stop that mid-range. And I feel like with James, it might be too late for him. That's something you should have been working on. Because the style that he plays, he needs a rhythm. And at this stage in your career, we can't still be letting you get in rhythm, especially when we got Donovan Mitchell over here. We need you to figure out your rhythm in less dribbles. Because we know you're going to dribble the air out the damn ball. James got to figure out how to do something else. Because even last night against the Knicks, damn the fact that they was just, first of all, hunting you. They were hunting you. Every bucket I seen Jalen Brunson get, he like, pick and roll Mikal, let me get him. Barbecue, he seen barbecue chicken. What Shaq say, barbecue chicken alert. That's what he seen. It was just like a sign on your head that said, cook me. Because he was cooking the fuck out of you. Every play, and you wasn't even giving no effort. Like, him and Luka Doncic are the same exact player. Literally. Down from, like, if you look at Luka play, he literally a right-handed James Harden. But they don't give him the shit that they give James, which I don't like. You gonna judge James that way, you gotta judge Luka that way. Yeah, Luka, he gonna get you 33, 8, and 8. But his style of play doesn't win you. It's not going to win you championships. I know they went to the finals in 2024 with the Mavericks. I know he went to the finals. But they lost. And Boston was just better than they were. But with Luka, it's gonna be hard for a superstar to be like, I want to play with him, because the way that he played, when he don't got that ball, he not engaged offensively. And that's what bothers me with players like Luka and James Harden. Y'all don't know how to play without the ball, and that's part of the reason. I know I'm probably rambling on a little bit, because I was really supposed to be talking about Cavs in Detroit, and I'm talking about the Cavs like they lost and they won. But it's just like, I'm looking at James Harden's getting lucky, man, because you playing bad, but they picking up your slack, and then they comparing you to D Wade, or trying to say that you better than D Wade. Like, there's a few people out there just making it seem like Duane Wade had no offensive game, and he had, to me, more of a complete game than James Harden. Like, James Harden was more of a juggernaut, but that's mainly because the team he was on just let him do what the fuck he wanted to do. And then when it got to playoff time, you seen why letting him do what the fuck he want to do doesn't win you championships. It's going to win you 50 to 60 games, because regular season is so up and down. But playoffs, where people got a chance to really like key in on you for 7 games, they not letting you do that damn step back every play, or they not finna let you just shit on them the whole game. They finna key in on you. They're gonna take away your first 2 moves. Show me what else you got. And that's why James hasn't been successful in the playoffs. That's why you see these choke jobs. That's why you see him kind of fold under pressure. Because if he ain't got in that rhythm, he don't know what else the hell to do. And that's a problem to me. You would have thought, after losing to the Warriors multiple times. He lost them about 3 times. 2015, 2018, 2019. You would have thought that he would have been like, all right, especially once he went to Brooklyn, like, all right, let me figure out how to be effective without the ball. Like, yeah, I'm the point guard, but sometimes I'm going to have to give the rock up to Kevin Durant and, figure out a way to score differently than just let me get into my size up and let me get in my rhythm. You're going to have to figure out another way to score the basketball. So, and then the other night, the Spurs and OKC, who played tonight, by the way, I still got OKC winning the series. I want to say, man, Chet, you got to take that. You got to take that Wemby challenge personal. Alex Caruso should not be guarding a 7'5" man when you're 7'1". Now, 7'5" is still taller than 7'1", but you have a better chance at least phasing him a little bit than Alex Caruso. I was so disappointed. And then I forget which part of the game this was. It was overtime for sure, though. This man Chet went up with that soft ass dunk, and you let I forgot who blocked your shot, but it was so bad, bro. Nobody should ever be able to block your shot like that. You went up so soft. I could have blocked that. That's how soft you went up. You need to go up strong, and this is why I'm not a fan of these skinny ass 7-footers, because they not strong. I'm not saying you gotta be big like Shaq, but you need to grow some meat on your bones, dog. Cause that was crazy the way he just let, I don't know if it was Champagne or Dylan Harper or one of them guards, or Stephon Castle, one of them guards blocked your shot, and it looked like super crazy. You gotta be more aggressive than that. And you got to take that challenge personal because Wemby taking it personal. And Wemby don't look at you as a rival. That's why he trying to kick your ass to prove to the world he ain't no rival to me. He is a little nigga compared to me. Matter of fact, he not even on my level. Because he put up 40 and 20 last game. Pulled up from 30 feet and tied the game. And what you do, Chet, you ain't even have 10 points. Hell, you ain't even have 10 rebounds. This nigga had 20. You got to take that shit personal. And hopefully you do. Hopefully tonight he does take this shit personal because that looked crazy what he did the other night. That looked crazy. So tonight he better take that shit personal. I don't got money on OKC. I really don't care who win right now. It ain't the Bulls. I don't really care who win for real. But as a basketball fan, you gotta take that personal. Cause he going at your, he not even going at your neck because you ain't even guarding him. You should feel embarrassed, matter of fact. So I hope he take the challenge tonight. Take the challenge. If you get cooked, oh well. We'll respect the fact that you took the challenge though. But don't run. Don't run. But it was a great, the conference finals, both games went to overtime. Both games was great. I didn't even speak on the Cavs and Knicks game. I just spent time talking about James Harden. But that Cavs and Knicks series, that might be over with. We was just sitting here talking about it. That might be over with, man. Y'all gave away a 22-point lead in 8 minutes. I don't care how many threes that niggas put up today. You shouldn't lose no 22-point lead in 8 minutes. And Kenny Atkinson, you got to call a timeout. You have to call a timeout sooner. You call a timeout, y'all only up by 4. They got too much momentum on their side now. And if I'm not mistaken, you had 4 timeouts left. You could have burnt. You're going to lose them anyway. So burn them timeouts, get them out of rhythm. Get them out of rhythm. And then you I don't know what Kenny Atkinson was thinking. But the players, y'all gotta take that shit personal game 2. Like game 2, y'all gotta come out guns blazing. But see, that was the problem. Y'all guns was blazing, and then fourth quarter, y'all chill. So I don't know, man. I think the Knicks gonna win this in 5, maybe 4. Maybe 4. I'm hoping it ain't a sweep though. I hope it ain't even 5 games. I want it to go 6 or 7. Shit. Because the Western Conference Finals gonna go probably 6 or 7 games. So I wanna see the Cavs step up to the plate. They did against Detroit. Because I was worried about them when they lost Game 6. And then Game 7, they put belt to ass. So, but the Knicks is not Detroit. Even though that's Asar. Asar Thompson is a great defender. But dog, I'm pretty sure he hearing this from everybody. Everybody on his ass about that offensive end. Dog, you need to get in the gym. That don't make no sense that you that athletic and you afraid. If I was that athletic as the Thompson twins, if I don't got a good jump shot, I'm trying to dunk on niggas every play. I'm getting to the lane every play. You got to be like a young Westbrook, a young Derrick Rose. And y'all taller. Y'all 6'6". Y'all better be like them. Go look at some Derrick Rose. Y'all may not be as quick as Derrick Rose or Russell Westbrook, but go look at them back in the early 2010s. Them niggas was getting to the paint no matter who was in there. Derrick Rose said, Joel Anthony? No, No, yeah, it was Joel Anthony. He dunked on Joel Anthony ass. He said Joel Anthony. He banged on his ass too. That's when the Bulls and Heat series was something else. Y'all need to look at some tape. Cause I don't think y'all gotta be the most craziest 3-point shooters, but y'all gonna have to be capable. Because one thing, you don't want to be guarded in today's era like Russell Westbrook. How they still guard him. They guard him from the damn free throw line. Y'all don't want people to guard y'all. Y'all want people to respect y'all. Because they start guarding you like that, it's over with. But speaking of the NBA playoffs, right? So the Lakers was kicked out last round against OKC, swept. Brooms out, bring them out. And the LeBron James disrespect is out of this world by not only some fans and some crazy stan bases whose names I won't say, but former players talking crazy, specifically Tim Hardaway, Chicago native. He from Chicago. Tim Hardaway has just been on a tour of just saying the wildest shit about LeBron James. And so are these other people out here just disrespecting this man. Like, for one, he not 41. For two, he ain't played 23 years. And for three, he don't have to prove nothing to y'all. And y'all are forgetting how great LeBron was his first 15 years. Y'all are forgetting. And this is why I didn't want LeBron to play so damn long. Because he's playing so long that now they about to start shitting on him. They about to start making it seem like he was never as good as he was, and that all these people was better than him. So I heard Tim Hardaway say maybe the most disrespectful shit. He said on one occasion, this was a couple weeks ago, this was before the Lakers was put out, that Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway was better than LeBron James. Prime LeBron James. And then he said the other day that prime D Wade is better than prime LeBron. And I think he tried to say LeBron wasn't top 5 and basically said LeBron ain't had no killer instinct. So he's been on a tear down LeBron tour. And these are the only clips that's coming out. I don't know, because I didn't watch the episodes. Maybe I should. Maybe I should go watch these episodes that you've been on, speaking on this man crazy. But like, the clips I've seen have not been good. To say that Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway, no disrespect to both of them, because they were really good. Y'all need to go check them out. I'm not even finna tear them down. But come on, man. Like, this dude got the most points in NBA history. He a 4-time champion, 4-time finals MVP, 4-time MVP, league MVP. He done been on all NBAs 20 times in his career, most ever. Nobody probably will ever do 20-time all NBA first, second, or third team. To say that Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway, whose numbers was never similar to LeBron's at all, are better in their prime, man, y'all, it's so easy to get views shitting on this man and saying who better than him. But former players, like, it's one thing to come from a person who wasn't in the NBA, but it's another thing to hear somebody who's an NBA Hall of Famer make these dumbass claims. They're like LeBron did what Penny Hardaway and Grant Hill did put together in 15 years, man. Maybe not even, maybe 10 years. That's how good he is, man. For y'all to just I just think y'all want views or something. I know they're gonna probably say I'm glazing, but I just think at this point, man, you can love who you love. Your GOAT can be whoever your GOAT is. If Michael Jordan is your GOAT, great. If Kobe is your GOAT, great. Magic, great. Kareem, great. Shaq, great. Who gives a fuck? But we ain't gotta tear down other people to uplift somebody else, because it only seems like y'all do this with one person. It don't seem like y'all do this with any other player. When it comes to LeBron, y'all gotta shit on him. Y'all gotta say people who not even considered top 75 players. Even though I think both of Grant and Penny Hardaway would have been in the top 75 if they didn't get hurt. But so see, I get it. Y'all like people who might look better as far as their game goes. You might think they look better or something, but at the end of the day, the game of basketball is about results, and he has the results. He has the accolades. He has the stats. He has everything that you need, and I just think it's getting out of hand. The disrespect. Like, I think you can appreciate all greatness without putting someone down. That's just me, though, because as a person who grew up in the Kobe and LeBron era, I'm a fan of both. Even D Wade, like when he said the prime D Wade was better than prime LeBron, it took me some time not to shit on Duane Wade, because Duane Wade from Chicago, he one of my favorite players, and we had the same name. So, sometimes people, just playing around will call me D Wade, and I just love Duane Wade. When he was in Miami, when he was Flash, Duane Wade was one of the most famous basketball players in the world. Still is. It ain't like I was never gonna shit on Duane Wade. Like, I was never gonna shit on him, but it baffles me when people do the same with LeBron. Like, because people been shitting on Duane Wade, especially with the James Harden in comparison, which I don't think James Harden in that convo personally, but maybe it's not even the Duane Wade was better part. It's just that Tim Hardaway is always saying another NBA player is better than LeBron. So who else better than LeBron? Since everybody better, is Tracy McGrady better? Is Vince Carter better? Like, everybody better to this man. Everybody. And it don't make sense. I wish some of these old guys just let that hate go. Because it seemed like a lot of them got a little disdain for him. They got a little disdain. And if you don't like the guy, fine. But if you're going to talk basketball, be honest. There's no way to objectively say that Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway are even in the same conversation as LeBron. They were very, very good. That they were. They were very good. But they were never, ever LeBron James. Let's stop these conversations from everybody. These conversations is ridiculous. If you're not mentioning, the only players I ever want to hear mentioned with LeBron James is who I said: Mike, Kobe, Magic, Shaq, Kareem, Duncan, maybe Larry Bird and Hakeem Olajuwon and Steph Curry and maybe, I don't know about KD, but Steph Curry. That's where it ends. Everybody else, you gotta take a back seat. I love D Wade, and I think he's been getting disrespected as of late a lot, especially by fans. These new underage ain't never watched prime D Wade fans. I grew up watching D Wade. He played both sides of the ball. Was he shooting a bunch of? Was he a jump shooter? No. But that's the thing. People think just because this player shoot more jumpers, they're better. No. Do what makes you effective. If getting to downhill makes you effective, get downhill. You don't gotta settle for no stupid ass jump shot to appease fans. That'd be the problem. I want to appease the fans, and they like the fans like ooh, especially the new fans. They like oohs and ahs. They don't like results. They don't like people who get to it. Dwayne Wade just got to it. I don't need to sit here and play with the ball 55 times just to shoot a step back three or just to get a foul when I could do that in 2, 3, 4 dribbles. Just getting in the lane, just attacking. And it ain't gonna be no foul bait. Dwayne Wade really want an and one. That's his version of the three. Let me get an and one. That's why against the 06 Mavericks, he getting downhill. They couldn't stop him. They was fouling him. That's why he shot so many free throws. They kept hacking. So yeah, Tim Hardaway, dog, I don't want to disrespect you because you're Chicago. At the end of the day, you're a Chicago legend. You from the city. But whatever disdain you got, let that hate go, dog. Because this is what they always say to tear him down. Oh, he ain't got no killer instinct. You doing all this without killer instinct? Okay. He scored the most points in NBA history without killer instinct? Okay, and before y'all say he played a long time, go look at them averages. He ain't never averaged under 20 a day in his career. Never. You won't even see a 19 on that motherfucker. LeBron, since day one in the NBA, has averaged 20. His first game was a 25-point game. He's never averaged under 20 in his career. Since his rookie year. His rookie year, he averaged 21 a game. So what we doing? He ain't just out here. This man is averaging 20 plus a game. He ain't just play a long time. Kareem played a long time. No disrespect, but Kareem, come on, man. We could look up the averages. That man was averaging like 8 points his last year, which I didn't say he was just playing a long time. Robert Parrish played like 21 years. He wasn't out there averaging no 20. He was on the bench. It's other people that played a long time that wasn't averaging 20 in their 23rd year. I think he averaged like 23. Like, that's unheard of. So, yeah, I let the old people have it though. Nowadays, I don't even argue with old people no more because they're gonna be stuck in whatever age they stuck in, and they not gonna allow the game to grow. Do I think the game could be a little bit tougher? Yes, but old people gotta accept that some things have changed. Me, myself included. Sometimes I find myself talking shit, but I'll be like, you know what? The game is just changing. And that's okay. I do wish they stop shooting so many fucking threes. That's one thing I wish they quit doing today. Stop shooting so many threes. Mix it up. We want to see people get dunked on. I don't even think people get dunked on like that no more. You barely see people get dunked on. Like back when I was a kid, I used to see a lot of people get dunked on. I seen Dwight Howard get dunked on. He got baptized by Kobe. Nasty too. And he got dunked on by Chris Paul. So, but we gonna move on, man. I got some quick shit for y'all though. The BET Awards, Drewski is hosting. I like the way that he did the video showing that he was hosting the awards, going to different people's houses. I think he did John Legend, Jamie Foxx, Cardi B. Them are 3 people I can think of off the top of my head. He did some more. with the BET Awards, but I love the way, and I love the way that they promoted the BET Award. I'm glad they went to Drewski because they know Drewski is going to promote this. I can't remember the last time that the BET Awards was promoted, but I'm happy and I'm glad that they're promoting this show, letting people know that it's going on, and I think it's going to be great. Hopefully, every black person, especially in America, I hope everybody tunes in because the BET Awards is important. They already taken away the BET Hip Hop Awards. I think they were about to take away the Soul Train Awards. We need to make the BET Awards special again. It's not just the artists, it's us as fans. We need to make it special. We need to tune into our own shit, how we tune into the Grammys, how we tune into the Oscars, other award shows, how we tune into all of these other awards. Let's tune in to the BET Awards, please. The BET Awards used to be special back in the day. I'm kind of mad they took away the spring break because the spring break used to look like it was rocking. So I'm kind of mad that they took that away. But let's make it special again. Let's support our own stuff. We support everything else. Y'all don't stand for a lot of shit anyway. So let's support the BET Awards. Another quick thing, the Kevin Hart roast. This has been something that's been talked about. They had a bad joke about George Floyd. It was bad. I still think George Floyd is a sensitive topic. They did a joke about Charlie Kirk too, which I don't think we should make jokes about that either. I mean, he was a racist. But I still value life, and I thought those jokes were nasty, especially George Floyd, knowing what happened to George Floyd, knowing we've seen the whole entirety of his death. You got I know roasts are kind of insensitive, but maybe you shouldn't have televised it. Because people are saying this must be your first time hearing a roast. I mean, it's a lot of people's first time. Usually roasts aren't always televised. So we don't see the nasty things like this that's being said. But I think, we gotta learn how to be funny without being insensitive. And George Floyd is still, that's still a sensitive topic, especially for black people, because that could have been any one of us. And anytime I hear George Floyd, I always think about that 11-minute video that I watched when that man had his knee on the back of his neck. That's not funny. It's not funny at all. And I think we need to learn how to joke without, like I said, being insensitive. So I think you could be funny without doing that. But a good thing happened from the roast. Apparently, Kevin Hart and Cat Williams made up. As people know, they've had beef, especially on the Cat Williams. And Cat Williams always felt like Kevin Hart was an industry plant, and that he got too much too soon, and that and also, in fairness, Hollywood was doing things to Cat Williams that probably made him look at Kevin Hart that way. I don't think Kevin Hart is an industry plant. I think Kevin Hart worked his ass off because he was in Soul Plane. His career didn't take off from Soul Plane. His career really took off from them stand-ups that he did, especially Laugh at My Pain. I think Laugh at My Pain was the one that took off with the all right. Everybody was doing that shit. I remember when that came out. And I think that elevated his career right there. That's when he became a superstar. So I don't agree with Cat Williams on that end. But it's good to see two comedians who had beef with each other over the years make up, because they could do great things together. And I think Cat Williams is a genius. I think, obviously, Kevin Hart is a genius because everything he does goes up. Um, but I'm glad to see that these two made up and that two black men ain't beefing over no bullshit. Like it is what it is. It happened. Kevin Hart is where he is. Cat Williams is where he is. I think the both had phenomenal stand-ups. I know a lot of people don't think Kevin Hart was funny, but Kevin Hart, he was funny. Especially like anything Laugh at My Pain and Before stand-up, hilarious. I watched a couple of I forget what the other two are called before that one, but I know they were recording like 09, 2010, and then Laugh at My Pain was 2011. So yeah. But we about to hit the last topic, the Julio Fulio murder suspects convicted to life. Woo. That's the lesson for y'all out there in the streets. That's a lesson. This is what they'll do to you if you murder somebody. Like the one guy, the light skinned guy, Sean Gathright, whatever. He was crying like a baby. And when I hear about his life story, it'd be like, well, why did you decide to go that way? You had the family around you. You had your people around you. You had a loving family. You were a smart kid. You went to good schools. Why did you choose the street route? And then if you're gonna be in the streets, why would y'all drive? I don't know how far y'all drove, but y'all drove some time away to go kill this man. And the hit wasn't even playing right. Every one of y'all was caught on camera. So the light-skinned guy crying, that's just a lesson to you niggas in the streets who got a good family, who got good people around y'all. Get the fuck out them streets. Even if you don't come from a loving family, but you wanna get out the hood. The streets is not the route. Now, if you're forced to be in them, by all means. But if you have a choice, choose correctly, man. This dude was crying, boo-hoo, crying, because he got sentenced to life. That's what's gonna happen to the majority of y'all who kill somebody. Or you gonna die at a young age. But I'm pretty sure this young man is no older than 25 years old. And he about to do the rest of the years that he living on this earth behind a damn jail cell where people tell you what to do. Where people tell you what to eat. When people tell you when to sleep. I think some jails you only get 1 hour of daylight. That's how y'all want to live? That's what y'all think cool? Y'all think that shit cool? Killing each other? Murdering each other? Like animals? Don't even care who around. And then the funny part, not even the funny part, but the sad part is y'all do hits where people can easily catch you. And then y'all, not only that, y'all go on the internet and talk about it, especially in Chicago. I can't speak for other cities, but I've seen St. Louis doing something similar. But especially Chicago. All you niggas snitch on yourselves. Talking about murders on Instagram Live. Arguing with ops on Instagram Live. Posting everything. Posting your moves.